So you said the song's called Ride, right?
Yeah, Ride.
All right. Is it featuring anybody or is it just you?
And it's featuring King J times King J.
Okay, dial line. I get you.
Yeah.
So is there gonna be? See, you're known for crazy visuals at this point. Like you don't have the stereotypical music video. So for this song, when you mentioned the word real. So like, how are you going to, or what do you feel like you're going to create? Whether the artwork for the project, for the single, or even the music video. Like, do you have any ideals bubbling in your head? Because like you got crazy visuals. From the shooter video to the one about your best friend and your homeboy. Like, where are you gonna take this one? Like, what are you gonna do with this one?
I ain't quite decided. I've been having some stuff in my mind, but to first hit on the artwork, I got that back already, man. It's ridiculous, man. I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and I read this one book called The Alchemist. And that book, man, that's probably like my #1 favorite book right now, man. And, I took from that book and made my cover to Ride. So I can't wait to share that with y'all, man. It's dope, man. It's like me on a camel with some gold bricks in the back. It's basically like metaphorically saying that anything that I touch, I'm gonna turn to gold. I'm gonna meet my goals, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do it in a place where nobody's at.
So you got the Midas touch to life?
Hey, man. We got it, man. It took us a while, but we finally learned how to turn it to gold.
So, what helped you develop that name? Were there any people around you, or you mentioned reading, so did any other books help shape, how you went into this recording session?
Man, it was crazy because I had the beat, and I was actually about to make a strip club song. I was like, man, I gotta make something ignorant, something stupid that they gonna like, man. My boy, Paul, before he left the studio, he was like, hey, bro, I'll write to that beat, bro. That beat too hard, write to that beat. So I sat down with my engineer, Nice, the engineer over at Top Shelf Studios, and I had like an hour and 15-20 minutes left in my session, and I just started writing. And then next thing you know, it just started popping off. Then I did the hook. I was just like, yo, we gotta call this Ride, because at the end of the day, Ride means so many different things. Like, I feel like a great song has to ride. So this is what I call a great song, where the beat is dope, flawless, the flow is flawless, the substance is flawless, the graphic art gonna be flawless, the visual is gonna definitely be flawless when I put that together. So it's just, I feel like it's a great overall dope record that rides, and that's why we went to the name Ride.
All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper into the record, and go over some of the things and kind of give credit to some of the people who aided in the record. It's funny you said you wanted to dive deeper into that, because like I just did a whole video about showing people love who kind of aid and help, whether you pay them or not. Just sometimes those people go unmentioned. So like who helped you? Like, who was go through the recording process and all the intricate parts of those people who were involved, from the person who engineered the original session to the person who mixed it to the graphic designer who did the artwork.
Yeah. Alright, well, shoot, we could just start from the beginning of everything, man. The beat was produced by my boy 30 Rock and Cheese Beats, man. Like I said, they're going crazy right now, so it's dope to work with them, and it's dope to bring a finished product to the table. The process starts after that with my boy Nas, the engineer. We record over at Top Shelf Studios, so if y'all need somewhere to record, go holler at Nas, the engineer at Top Shelf Studios. And Knots is a critical part in my process, man. Like, he plays a critical role in the process, because what he brings to the table is like the Scottie Pippen to the Bulls, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sets the tone of the record, you know what I'm saying? And he basically does like a rough mix on the record as he's recording, and we basically feed off each other's energy while we're recording and whatnot. And then, from there, I link up with Mr. Lewis, and we send the record out to Chef Dizzle, man.
So let's just stop you real quick before you get too far away from the engineers. So a lot of times, like, when you think of engineers in kind of recent days, it's just, you think of somebody that just sits in front of the board and just sits there and twist the knob. Does this person, could you also put him in the category of a producer as well, like helping you with like vocal inflections? And
man, look, you could definitely put him as an executive producer, because he actually was the first guy I ever recorded with. So to see his growth and to bring that together with the growth that I have, man, it's kind of crazy. But he definitely shows me direction. Like, I'm good with showing people direction, but when it comes to my lyrics and stuff like that, he shows me my direction. You know what I'm saying? He gives me, he like, yo, go here. Or someday he don't like, he be like, yo, nah, bro, scratch that up, sauce that up a little more, do this. And, you know, those little things, they matter the most, man, because it's sometimes you can't hear it, but they can hear it, and you need them to speak up. Like, why work with an engineer? Why work with an engineer who don't speak up and let you know what it is? Like, I'm not. We need to be here, eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Nas brings to the table, man. That guy's special, man, for real.
All right, so you mentioned Mr. Lewis. Like, me and you have, a lot of conversations. I met Mr. Lewis, and you mentioned him a lot. Like, what's outside of just this record? Like, what's his integral role in your life?
Man, Mr. Lewis is a lot of things, a plethora of things. He's a role model for one, man, and he plays the role of my manager. But it's not even that, man. I wouldn't even want to call him that, man. He's just like really a good friend that shows me the way. Like, I don't even, what would be the correct word to use for that, man? Like, I don't even know, man. He helping me. He's helping me, and he's leading the way by example, and he's showing me what I need to know to be my own boss.
So like life coach, mentor,
man, mentor,
all of
life
those
coach,
phrases.
Manager, he play all those roles, man. He got the wisdom and the knowledge, and he ain't scared to share the game.
True that. So once you got the project recorded, you got the rough mix. You said Mr. Lewis takes it to where again?
We send it out to our mixing engineer, Chef Dizzle. And he does a great professional EQ mix on the vocals and the stems of the beat. And once we do that, we send it over to our mastering engineer, Earl Holder, and he always puts a funky mix on everything, man, like a funky master, and he just takes it to the next level, man. Like, I'm talking about, man, it sounds so good. It's like, I'll be like, is that me recording? Is that me? So, I mean, man, it takes a village, man. It takes a village.
Can you break down a little bit of the difference between just having a mixed record and then having it mastered? Because I think a lot of artists, like, you say that, and I think a lot of people think like that's what they're doing, but can you really give a strong thing? Because I'm a DJ, so when I get records, people they be like, oh yeah, boy, it's been mastered, it's been this, and it just be loud sometimes. Like, loud doesn't mean mastered. So can you break down that process a little kind of more in depth, so just people just know like what they getting?
Basically, what I feel is the mix and the master, man. You have to mix those vocals, man. You got to mix that beat. So even with the beat, you got to make sure that bass hitting right. You got to make sure that snare hitting right, because if that snare ain't hitting right, that could change the whole dynamic of the record. You got to make sure those vocals hitting right. You know what I'm saying? Because if your vocals don't sound like they belong, then they don't belong. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to make sure it's a cohesive thing going on with the mix and the vocals. They need to make love for real, you know what I'm saying? And the master is the baby, you know what I'm saying? It comes out the full product, whereas so you take it to the club and you turn that volume up and it get distorted. That's because the master's not right, the EQ is not right, and you have to make sure all that is right. If you want your stuff to sound next level, you need to get it professionally mixed and mastered. Because I used to be like, yo, it sound good, but when you take it to a radio station or we take it to the DJs, it's like, yo, you only got one time sometimes, and you introduce your music with that rough mix, man, they might not ever talk to you again. So you gotta stay on top of your game and be critical of mixes and masters, because they can make you break you in the industry.
Ain't no time left to play, case a nigga have to ride